What's up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we're doing something really cool. It's back on the bike, but if you have seen my shorts, you know what it is. But we're gonna get into it. I think it's super awesome, and I can't wait to see what the results are gonna be. So, without further ado, let's. Guys, welcome to the channel. If you guys like my videos and you like what I'm doing, please give me a like and subscribe. And I thank you guys so much for all the love and support. But today we're back on the scooter. Why are we back on the scooter? Because if you saw my short, you know why. We are going to up piston this bike. We are going to from a 250 to a 300, just like that. We're going to try it. Hopefully they'll give us some more power because the bike performance is absolutely awesome, but we need some more power to get up to the speed that we want. My size is a little big, but I think that'll add some more power and pep into this bike. It runs really good. It goes top speed about 50, close to 60 miles an hour, but it can do more than that if we can get it to run the right way we want it to. And like I said, my size is a little big, so I think that's adding some extra weight to it that's causing some downforce drag because I can't crouch down because I'm already 6'2", and I'm already looking over the sunscreen, so it's kind of like drawing some drag. So I'm hoping that upgrading to a 300 will not only give us more power, hopefully get up to the speed that we want. So let's go to over here and I'm going to show you guys what we got. Okay, guys, I know I'm using the freezer as a standing because my table is kind of full of stuff. But this is it right here. This is an SYM. I believe it's a Joymax, or I think it's a City, but it's a 300. It's a 300cc piston housing, and the valves. So we have done our due diligence and research, and it completely fits the bike. We already took the motor out. This is what we're going to do. We're going to upgrade to a bigger piston. So it looks like the same piston, but this is actually a 73. And how do I know it's a 73? Because right here. So this is an SYM 300i with a 73 millimeter. The piston size in the 250, I believe it is a 70 to 72. I want to say 72. I would say it's a 72. It's not that much more bigger, but the displacement's bigger. The valves probably are a little bit more bigger, or they're about the same. They look about the same. Just everything needs to match up. It needs to be set. So I tried getting just the piston and then using the 250 housing, and it doesn't fit. So actually, if you get a little closer, you see this black ring. That is the 250's valve cover. That's this circle. That's a circle in the inner circle. That's what that looks like. That's how much space is in there. That's not good. I thought we could get away with that, but the problem is that when this is finally sitting and we're getting compression, there's a good chance that some compression could get right under that extra little piece of metal. And it needs to be free, open all the way down, so this piston should be in this complete circle of this piston, so that way when it gets compression, it's perfectly balanced compression. This would probably work, but it would probably give some issues, and we don't want to try and do that. So that's just too much room. So we decided to go ahead and order the valve. So now this is a SYM 300 valve that will perfectly fit right over this hole. And the cool thing is that everything will bolt up. Literally, the 250, literally the bottom end is all the same. A 250, a 300, maybe even a 400, who knows? But I know the 250 is not that much more bigger, so it would fits perfectly fine. Everything lines up. All these holes bolt up. The valve cover fits perfectly. The piston fits perfectly because I have the old 250 that came with the original when it blew up. I kept it, so that actually fits perfectly. Everything looks like it just all bolts right back in. All you gotta do is just replace the top end part. So come here, I'll show you. So basically all we're doing is replacing everything from here up. The cover can actually fit the 300. These two pieces right here will be changed to a 300, and then that's it. Put it back together. Everything is good. I don't even have to tell you anything in this because this part of the motor, this bottom end, is the complete same as a 300. Nothing's different because I have a 300 case cover that's exactly the same bolt on. I literally have it bolt on, which is actually right there. That is a 300i case cover that I bought before to use, and I put it on here and it fits bolts up perfectly fine. So that lets me know that this bottom end here is 100% identical. All we gotta do is go to a bigger size piston. Maybe we can go to a 400. I think the 400 is a little bit different design, but that would be pretty cool because that would give us some serious more power. But I don't want to overstress this crank too much. I believe a 300 would be a perfectly good. If I did a 400, I'd have to do some more diving into research and making sure. And I think I looked at some of the 400cc motors for this bike, or for this type of modeling of the SYM models, and I don't think it was exactly the same. I think it was just a little bit different design. And that's okay because the way the piston housing for that is a lot different than this one. So it actually looks like an actual car's, piston, where it has the hole in between the cylinder and then the fluid flows around it instead of the way this one is. So I feel like this is the better route, is just doing a 300, and then if we wanted to go to a 400, we would have to replace the whole entire motor to do that. But this is about as far as we're going to go as far as like building displacement. This is about as far as we can go. Everything else will go from carburetor stuff to maybe some gearing and everything like that. But this is as far as we're going to up the piston. We're not going any further than a 300. So it was really, honestly, really easy. All we got to do is just get this off, replace it, put it back together, and then bolt everything back on. We should be good to go. So I took the motor out because I didn't want to bore you guys. I've taken this motor out like 3 or 4 times in my previous videos building this bike. So if you really wanted to see me take it out, then you can really watch those videos because it's the exact same process. This actually just went a lot faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this piston part out, and then when we come back, we will get the piston out and then put the new one in. We got gaskets, everything we need to do. Then we should be good to go. So let me get this off, and then we'll get to the piston and we'll put it in. Okay guys, so we're gonna take this cover off. It's 10 millimeter, but I've already loosened it, so I'm gonna just take it off because we're gonna save these because this is going on the 300. So just take them off, put them in here, set them off to the side. All right, I think it was bigger, so we gotta get a bigger one. I keep forgetting what size these are. 14. They're 14s. All right, so we're just gonna loosen them up. 14s. Get these 4 loosened. All right. So then now we gotta get this cover off. Hold on. All right, found it. MR8s. Get this timing cover off. All right. Okay. All right, got the timing cover off. Set that off to the side. And now we have to get our timing pieces off. Let's see if I can get you in a better spot here. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so we're sitting at top dead center, which is good. All right, I think it's a 10. Yep, 10. All right, so we're gonna get this cover piece off. The new one already has one, so we don't have to subject it that much. Get this cover piece off here. Leave that there. And then now we can get the bolts off for the valve. Some 8s here. These are long bolts, so all right, take that out, set that down there. All right, take this bolt off, undo this hose, because this is going to stay with the bike. All right, get that hose out the way. All right, and then now we can go ahead and get these off. We're going to get these off with the rings. They're not exactly easy. These are a little more trickier because they're in a little bit more, but it's okay. Come right out. We got one more washer down here. And sometimes the washers want to go, sometimes they don't. This one doesn't. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this off here, set it off to the side, let it just hang, then we just pull. Just lift it up, just so gently, nice and easy. This should come out. I'm not for sure why this is acting the way it's doing. There it goes. There she go. All right, you got that out. All right, then we'll take this ring, this sprocket off. Just let it hang. It's okay. Okay, so then now you can go ahead and pull the piston off. We'll let you get this gasket piece off first. Let that hang. This is coming off with it. Don't want to lose that. This is one to go with it. Just wanted to go. All right. Now we're going to pull this piston off. Just like pull. Just like that. Just pull. And it comes right out. Okay, keep these dowel pins. Piston's out. There's the piston. Make sure not to lose these dowel pins. All right, and now the piston's out. So that's pretty much it. Leave it there. Take this gasket piece up because it's on there really good. We're going to replace it. Okay, we can come back with that. It's not one to come off so gently. It's been on there too. So if we go back to a 250, we're going to have to get another one. So we're going to have to scrape this off. This is like paper thin. You might be able to get away with RTV. We're just going to rip it. No, not yet. We're not going to rip it just yet. Hold on. Before we do that, because I want to make sure this is going to fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this piston off. And before we take this gasket off, because if it doesn't work, we can always put it back on. So I'm going to take this piston off, make sure everything fits the hole, because if that don't fit, then we're going to have a problem. So, or actually, let's go take a measurement. Hold on a sec. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a measurement size of the hole, and then we'll go from there, see what we get. All right, so this hole is 79.57. And this is 73, so let me go check that. Yeah, we're good. So this hole here is actually, I'm going to show you the number, is a 79.73. So it actually fits just barely in there. It's very perfect. So basically I took the depth size here, so that's the same size hole. So the piston, the new piston 300, is just barely touching the other side. So it's basically saying, in a nutshell, there's just enough room for it, the 300 to fit. So we're good. So we can actually go ahead and take this all off, replace it, put this right on there. We should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get this piston out. We'll change it. We'll take this gasket off, and then we'll put the new gasket on with the new piston and everything. Then we'll go from there. So let me get this piston off, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna pull this piston out. So there is if you haven't seen my videos, I'm gonna explain it. There's a ring right here. You only have to pull one side out, and then you can push the sleeve on the other side, and then the whole thing will come off. So what we do is you just get down on it, and then boom, it comes right out. And then you hold it so you don't lose it. Work it all the way around. Then boom, the ring comes out. And then what you do then is you go to the other side, the one that's not pushed in, and then you just push the sleeve out. Sleeve comes out. We have to give it a little more oomph for resistance. Here, I'm going to push it forward. Alright, let me get my needle nose, because it's kind of slippery. Can't get a good pull. right, so you take your needle nose, nice good grip, and pull. Work it out. Give it some assistance. It will come out just like that, and it's all out. Slide this back in so you don't lose it, and then put your ring through and you're good to go. So now we gotta do now is we gotta get this paper off. So we got some new ones for it, and then put everything back together. So let me get some stuff to clean this off, and then we'll go put the piston back on. Okay guys, so we got the piston back in. It was a pain because the rings I got for it were, I don't think they were the right rings. So I put the original ones back in. They were still pretty good. Once you oiled them up, they look really, really fine. So I think it'll be okay. But we probably will see if we can order the right kind of the rings for this thing. And then we should be good. But we're good now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get the valve on. So we're going to go over there and oil the valve up. And then we'll get this right in. Okay guys, so we're taking this apart. We want to get it lubed up before we stick it back into the bike. So getting all this stuff out. All right. So let's turn this so we can get to this nut here. So I like taking them out and just getting them pre-lubed, just because this is dry and it's probably, I don't know how long it's been like that. So, and it looks like it's factory. Yeah. So good thing we're taking this out, because I think this has been factoried in there. It's been in there a while, and it's came transported. Oops. So we'll definitely there we go. We're gonna pull this out. Hold on one sec. All right, so try to pull this out because we need to, so we can lube it. So because she is in there, and good thing we're taking that out. All right, so trying to get this thing out of here because it gets kind of sucked in there. So goodness gracious. Yeah, these things are not fun getting out. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these out first. All right, here's one. This one's in here pretty good. I can feel it because it's sticking. So it doesn't want to turn as easy. So that's not a good sign. That means they're stuck in there pretty good. Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, there we go. They were just in the wrong spot. Okay, now they should come out. All right. So now it's out. Actually looks quite good. Doesn't look terrible at all. But I like taking them out to let them get lubed. Because, you know, you don't want them doing a dry start. So, yeah, I don't know how that got in there. All right, but yeah, I like lubing them up, make sure they're good, and then we'll get them back in there. So, I got my assembly lube. now we're just going to lube it up and then put it back in there, just getting it pre-lubed. Alright, so I just want to get all this old lube, old grease and stuff out, and we'll re-grease it with some nice good stuff. Like I said, these actually look really, really good. There's no scoring or anything on it. It actually still has the actual Teflon coating. It's somewhat coming off, but it's not that bad. So that's a good sign. So here, we'll get you guys this way. So, alright, so first thing first, we're going to get this lubed up. Let's get it pre-lubed. Get some lube in here. Alright, so we're going to get this installed. Okay. Don't understand why this is not going in there. That's weird. Yeah. Okay. Just need a little bit of pounding. That's weird. That had to be that much. I think because of the lube, but it's okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to clean off these little guides here. I'm going to re-lube them. Alright, that's in there. And these actually lifts are actually really good. Actually, let me take that back out again. I didn't check this side. That's what happened that last time, is those lifts were terrible. That was what caused the knocking noise, so I forgot to check to see if these were good. Oh yeah, those are really good. Not too bad, okay. Alright. Alright. Then the exhaust one looks good, because that was what our problem was in the last one, was the exhaust lift was really bad. So last one, just want to grease these all up. Get these in the hole. Then boom, got them in there. And then we put our tab piece with the actual Alright, so we're getting this tightened. Get it tightened back up. Alright. And then now we're good. That should be top dead center right here, so get a little lube in there. A little bit of lube in there. A little bit of lube in there. A little bit of lube in there. Alright. Now we're good. Put this little sprocket piece back on and we'll go get it in the bike. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get this going. So we already got the little spacing things, gaskets on. So now we're going to get our little sprocket on place. We got to make sure we get this top dead center. All right, so hopefully this will stay and not fall off. Just for a sec. All right, here we go. Okay. Something's not going on. Hold on, we're gonna try and take this off again. Okay, what's holding you up? All right, everything's in its place. Let's just try it again. All right, hold on. Let's take this off again. Oh, hold on. I think I know what's wrong. And I just probably forced it in there. I forced it in there too wrong. All right, hold on a second. Something's up. Hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. It struggled with me to get it on there, but we got it. I didn't have to hammer it. It was something up with the guide. It was getting pinched somewhere, and the chain was getting pinched. They didn't get pinched too hard, thank you. But yeah, we got it now. It scared me for a moment because I didn't think it was gonna go on there. I'm like, no way. I thought I checked everything, and no, it's like, no, it did. It went on there. It was just freaking me out. Wanted to give me that last little bit of a heart attack. So we're good now. So now we're gonna put this plate thing on here. If it'll let me. It just wants to fight. So, but I'm winning. All right. We are getting somewhere now. All right. And it is lined up. But before we get crazy with it, we need to bolt it down. So let's go ahead and put our nuts and bolts and stuff on before we lose. These are a little tougher because they're so deep in. You want to make sure you get your threads started, which I think I got. Yeah. Where's my other one then? Oh. All right. All right. And we're gonna stick these down in there. Get this started. These are just holders, so these don't have to be super torqued, but these do. This is what holds everything down. So let's get this torqued. All right, we are good. And then the last tighten down pieces, which is these. Oops. All right, these are just holders, so I'm not gonna go crazy. Just leave them like that. That's it. All right, just do one more of this little tighten torque. Good, 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 good. Make sure these things are on there. It's in, and I'm super stoked about that. The motor is in now. We have made some serious progress. We have upgraded this motor from a 250 to a 300. Now we got to do is just put everything back together. Everything bolted up. Had a little bit of issues with getting the valves on there. Had a little issues getting the piston rings in there, but they got in there. They just had to take a little bit of wiggle in there, but they got in. We did the valves. They got in. Just a little bit of finessing. So we're good. So I am super stoked to get this all put back together. I think it's going to be awesome. So let's go ahead and get this thing back together, because if we can get it back together in time, we might be able to start it. So I'm super happy to see that. So let's go and keep continuing. All right, guys, so we got our cooling lines up. And then we got our exhaust pipe right here. That's in. Got that going. So now we go ahead and start moving up top and buttoning everything. All right, guys, so we're making some progress. We're getting everything back on. Got the tensioner on. This is a little different because I didn't realize that the studs, there's studs in there. Mine don't have studs. Mine actually takes a bolt and bolts down into it. So that was a little different. Thank God I found some bolts, but I'm going to have to get some replaced for later. But it should hold. So that should be fine. So we're slowly getting this all pushed back together. So we'll keep on pushing. Sorry if I'm not showing it to you, but I've taken this out like 5 or 6 times, and I feel like it's just more better just to go in progress steps and keep going. So we're going to get this rest of this back on, and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, and just like that, we are back together. It's all back in there. Pull it out. We're going to start it up, see if there's any issues with anything, and then we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and open up the doors. We'll see what we got. All right, guys, so we're back. Yeah. So the bike is running, but it's doing the same thing it did with the 250 with the valves. Basically, the lifter was kind of worn. I think it's the same thing on this one because it's acting the exact same way. Except for it has the power, but the ticking noise is annoying. Other than that, it starts up fine. It runs. It's just when you try giving it some throttle, the ticking noise is crazy. And the only thing I could think of is it has to be the valves. I looked at them. They look fine. They didn't look as bad as the other ones did, where you could clearly tell that was the issue. This one, you can't tell. So the only thing I could do is do some research, see if I can find some lifters for this. I'm going to try and relash it. I'm going to try it one more time and see if that works. But I don't know. Trying to see it, but it looks like everything is fine as far as like bolting up and getting it in there. It's just, I think it's just the valves are either not lashed the right way, or their lobes, their lifts is worn too much to the point where they're just terrible. And I think it's the exhaust one. It's just like the other one. The exhaust was the one that killed it. And then once I got it replaced, it ran perfectly fine. So I already put some orders in for some more. Just they weren't that expensive, so I'm gonna give it a try and see if that's it. And then we'll reconvene with this again. But we're not gonna give up. I mean, if anything, if it doesn't work, we go back to a 250. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I just thought I'd give it a try. I think we're there. Just something's missing. Something's missing that we're just not thinking of. And I think it's the valves. Everything seems to be pointing towards the valves. Like it was just like the other time. Everything's pointing towards the valves. Everything's pointing towards the valves. So if we get some new ones and try them, I think that'll work. We'll see how it goes. But guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to stop right here. Thank you so much for watching. We will reconvene with this once we get everything kind of set. I'm going to do some more research, some off-camera stuff, because I don't really know how we're going to do with this. So the better thing to do is just do it off-camera until I can get a straight answer for you guys. But guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good and blessed day, and I'm going to see you in the next fix. Until then, peace.